Hello, my name is Samantha and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about some musical theater hot takes, but not just anyone's musical theater hot takes. That's proper grammar, your musical theater hot takes. I went on my Instagram and I said, hey, let's get spicy. Not that spicy, but let's get like stir the pot spicy. I asked you for your musical theater hot takes and I got a lot of interesting responses. So without further ado, let's just talk about it, shall we? Also, I'm filming in my kitchen. I don't know why. I know the lighting probably isn't the most even. Who's to say? But if you like it, let me know. I'm trying to upload more on YouTube, so I'm trying to just like do it whenever I feel like it. And guess what? I was sitting here making some silly little TikToks like this one.
That was rude. That was pretty fucking rude.
And I decided it was time to film a video. So here we are. Okay, hot take number 1. I told you guys I was going to keep these anonymous, but boy, oh boy, I don't want to. I'm going to. I don't want to. I'm so tempted, but thank you for trusting me. Pasek and Paul are mid. All of their recent work sounds like vague pop music for radio play. Listen, I think Pasek and Paul, it's a little similar to Lin-Manuel Miranda in the sense that Bailey has opinions, in the sense that they had a lot of success with Dear Evan Hansen and with The Greatest Showman. And now a lot of their songs are starting to sound the same because that's what studios who are giving them money, big fat money boy checks, that's the sound that they want from them. Lin-Manuel Miranda has a very distinct sound, and people want that sound from all of his future projects now. So it's kind of a, I almost said self-feeding horse, but that's not it. It's the like self-eating snake. Is that the phrase? Gosh, I guess I don't even know that I have to put my opinions in here. I'm just reading and reacting to your hot takes. I do like a lot of their music, but like I get it. It's current pop musical theater music, and it's a little, if you see any disco spots on my forehead or in the background, it's because I'm sitting in front of a disco ball. Why was that hard for me to say? I get it. That's what I'll say. There should be a sing-along show every so often, maybe once a month. Okay, listen, if that was a ticketed event and it was marketed as such, and people knew that going in, sure, have all the fun you want. I do not want to go. I think it's one of those things where I've just been so conditioned to be like annoyed when people are singing in a theater and I'm like trying to watch the show because that it bothers me. It's so, I'm one of those people who like, I can't ignore things going on around me. If I'm sitting in a theater and you're next to me opening your candy, oh, guess what? I'm thinking about that. I'm not paying attention to what's happening on the stage. I can't turn it off. I'm so hyper aware of my surroundings, kind of at all times. So sometimes when I'm in a theater with people that don't have the best theater etiquette, that can get tricky and annoying. I think this is a great idea. Let people get it out. Let people enjoy themselves. I think for me, I just kind of like hate it because of when it happens at not sing-along events. But tell me in the comments, would you go to, like, would you pay? That's the thing though. It would have to be like half off. I would never pay a full Broadway ticket price to go see a Broadway show where everyone in the audience is singing along. I think that would need to be a like discounted event. What do you guys think? I am sick of people casting the absolute hottest men to play Seymour in Little Shop. I have seen this take a lot, and I agree. I'm not saying Seymour can't be attractive, but you're kind of supposed to laugh when Audrey, or maybe you're not supposed to laugh, but the street urchins make jokes about Seymour when Audrey's singing Somewhere That's Green. He is supposed to not be the obvious choice for Audrey, in my opinion. That's how I've always taken that character. Count how many times you're going to hear me in this video say, in my opinion, just to like not offend people. I get it. When you have someone hot playing Seymour, it's like, well, why not? Why does Audrey feel so like conflicted about this? Like, I know Seymour is the greatest. Like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it doesn't always work as well to its fullest extent when Seymour's conventionally attractive. Now, this is a hot take. Someone says, it's okay to record the show as long as you're not annoying people around you. No. No, it's not. Sorry. Oh, hot take. You guys know me, or if you do know me here, you've heard me talk about I am so pro shot. I understand slime tutorials have their place in the culture because of how inaccessible Broadway is, for sure. But it's never okay to record a show. It's distracting to the actors. They can see you. They're not stupid. The lights reflect off of, the iPhone camera. Like, it's distracting. No matter how discreet you think you're being, it is distracting. And it's illegal. Again, I am so pro shot. I want every single show that's ever on Broadway to do a pro shot. I think they should. I think they should stream. Imagine what it would be like if Broadway shows offered live stream tickets. It would still have the feeling of like, this is happening live. I'm watching this live right now. I can hopefully get a discounted ticket because it's a live stream. Like, Broadway does need to work on their accessibility. Absolutely. But it's still not okay to record shows. In this, I understand that, like, I'm probably a little bit of a hypocrite. I've never recorded a show, but I make content using slime tutorials sometimes for reactionary purposes and stuff. So, like, yeah, I understand they have their place in the culture, but they have their place in the culture because Broadway is inaccessible. So it's like, I get it. And they ultimately, slime tutorials only make more Broadway fans all around the world. So it's like, I know that they can be a great thing, but ultimately it is still like, you're still not supposed to do it. It's still illegal. And like, it's still distracting for the performers. I don't know. So I disagree. Some shows are better off-Broadway. The last 5 years, Little Shop, Heathers. Yeah, this is the thing. Off-Broadway, like, so many people are like, oh, that's off-Broadway, though. That's not Broadway. That doesn't, like, determine the quality of the show. I have seen shows on Broadway that I have not liked. If you're like, oh my gosh, Samantha, what shows? I'm not going to tell you because I don't believe in, like, publicly really, really, like, bashing shows, especially, like, current ones. You'll just see me not talk about the shows. You guys obviously know which shows I love because I post about them a lot. I make my love very vocal. I'm very adamant about shows that I like. Other ones, I'm happy to have had the chance to support, but if they're not my favorite, I'm just not going to talk about them. If you're one of the people who's maybe a little like, oh, that's off-Broadway, is it going to be good? I would encourage you to change your mindset. There's a lot of good stuff off-Broadway. The difference between Broadway and off-Broadway is a seat count. It's not quality. So give off-Broadway a chance. All theater merch is ugly. Gotta be honest, I agree with this. I'm trying to think if there's any piece of theater merch that I like have gotten from the show itself that I've actually liked. I don't think so. But if you're looking for really cute, good theater merch that you'll actually want to wear, like this and this, you should check out Places Please Co. This is not sponsored. This is just the small business of a friend of mine. We met through the internet. She sent me Heather's merch back in the day, and it was really cute. We became friends online. She has upped her business time and time and again and makes really cute, good quality, affordable theater merch that I actually wear all the time. I love this The Outsider shirt so freaking much. One person said actors who can sing over actors who can kind of act. Another person said actors who can act over actors who just have great voices. This is tricky. Not actually, no. I know where I stand on this. I really, really think I would rather have someone with like a decent, because here's the thing, everyone, no, I was going to say everyone who's on Broadway has a great voice, but I know that that's not like always technically true, so I don't feel like I can say that. But I would rather see someone who's a really committed actor and is really dropped into the work that they're doing and has probably an average Broadway voice than see someone who is technically a really great, impressive singer, but who is not acting. I have seen the latter. I have seen some of the best voices I've probably ever seen, but I've seen them absolutely tapped out of the scenes, even the acting in the song, and it bothers me. It really does. Like, because some of these people have, again, some of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard on this earth. And when I'm like listening to it, I'm like, this is incredible. Like, how lucky I am to get to hear this talent. But like, still give me the character. Tell the story. Tell the story. That's my preference. But what's your preference? Would you rather someone who's like vocally like incredible or someone who's dropped into the story? I don't know. I feel like we've kind of gotten into like concert era of some Broadway shows like Six. And I'm sure I've actually never seen Six. I've only seen clips of it, but it's a concert. It's not like a traditional story. And so in those moments, the girls really do have to like act while also vocally slaying in order to like get some sort of a story through those songs. What do you prefer? I'm putting that one back onto you. This is a hot take. I'm already going to say this is wrong. None of the actors are straight, especially the masked ones. We really got to get over the stereotype that everyone who does musical theater is gay. Absolutely. Gay people make musical theater so much better. And gay people are such a huge part of musical theater's culture and history. Does that mean every guy who is straight presenting or who is straight in musical theater isn't really straight? No. I feel like we really should be at the point in culture now where we are over assuming people's sexual identity, and like we should be over caring about someone else's sexual identity and making guesses and claims and whatever. This is just such an old like topic to me where I'm like, why do you care about someone's sexual orientation? Like literally, why do you care? How does it affect your life? Actually, how does it affect your life? It doesn't. So I think it's just kind of like annoying and a little like silly to try and make broad statements like this about actors. There are straight people who do musical theater. There are breaking hot take. There are actually straight people who do musical theater. That's that. Those are my thoughts on that. Not every movie needs a musical adaptation. I agree. I have no thoughts on this. There are so many more movie musical adaptations in the works. If they're good, I'll let them be good. Make them really good, and then I'm open to it. The main cast isn't the best cast. I think what you're saying is like the original Broadway cast isn't always the best cast. Listen, best is subjective. So we're gonna remove that word from this take. But I see your point. I see what you're saying, that new cast members, new cast additions can breathe new life into a show, can honestly make the show feel entirely different. And I agree. I don't think you should ever, as an audience member, be a stickler for like, well, they weren't in the original Broadway cast, or this person is a swing, or this person's an understudy, so like they're not going to be as good and I'm not going to enjoy the show as much. Listen, everyone's allowed to have their artistic like preferences, but it's not true. I agree with this take. I agree. It's all subjective, but just because it's a new iteration of the cast doesn't mean it's going to be bad. I don't like The Greatest Showman. It should be left in the past. Of all of the recent movie musical adaptations that are coming to Broadway or that have gone to Broadway, I actually think The Greatest Showman is the best that is primed for a stage. I can kind of see it perfectly being on a stage. It might suck, who knows, but I kind of think it's going to be amazing. I think that music, again, Pasek and Paul, I think it belongs in a grand setting. Like when I'm listening to it sometimes in the car on shuffle or whatever, I'm like, it sounds too like radio popified, to that previous commenter's point. But it belongs in a musical theater space with a gorgeous set in like to be in a shared experience in a theater. What do you guys think? Are you excited for The Greatest Showman, the musical, Broadway? What are your thoughts? Okay, I love this hot take because this is how my brain works. If you know you have a weak bladder, sit on the end and you can go easier. This is me. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. I always get the aisle seat on the plane, and if I'm sitting in a theater, I try and get aisle seats. It's not even that I have a weak bladder. I'm just such an overthinker. I'm like, what if I have to get up and go though? I am terrified of having to like cross over people because I don't want to ruin their theater experience. So guess what? I always try and book the aisle. I think this is one that probably isn't going to be that hot of a take for you guys, but stop making movie musicals and give us pro shots instead. I agree. I really, like, when I think about movie musical adaptations that I've really enjoyed, like Mamma Mia, obviously. I loved In the Heights. Honestly, I love Les Mis. Sorry. So one of the hot takes in here was that Russell Crowe wasn't that bad in Les Mis, and I, like, kind of agree. Maybe that's a hot take. Yeah, I want to see the pro shots. Give us the pro shots. You guys have heard me talk about the stage door on this channel. I literally made a whole video about stage door etiquette, trying to send a message out to a lot of you theater fans out there. And no, it's not just the Outsiders fans, okay, everyone? Stop blaming the girls. But also, some of you guys do need to go watch that video. In a lot of the conversations about theater fan culture and around the stage door, not a lot of people have solutions about how to make the stage door a less chaotic experience. Natural solutions are making that stage door not the exit that the actors actually use, increasing security, barricade measures, all that stuff. I love this person's idea. They said, hot take, you should have to show your ticket from the show in order to stage door. This would make some people upset, but I think this is a really good control measure. People are overutilizing the stage door as a meet and greet for their favorite actors. That's not what it's for. Yes, technically in theory, it's a place to go meet the actors after you saw them in the show and to have them sign your playbill. Guys, I'm sorry. It's not a place for you to exercise the boundaries of your parasocial relationship. That is not what the stage door is for. It's not a place for you to go and just try and give Jason Schmidt gifts. I don't know why that was the first example that came to mind, but I think it's just because of all the TikToks that I get pushed of the guys at the Outsiders stage door and everything. It's just it's become meet and greet culture. I think that's where the issue lies. So I understand that this is a really tricky topic because what were we just talking about? Broadway's biggest problem is accessibility. So I understand it would feel heartbreaking. Let's say, again, just to use the Outsiders, let's say you are a massive Josh Strobel fan. Shout out to Josh. And you can't afford to actually go see the Outsiders on a day that you know he's on, but you're in New York and you really want to meet him at the stage door. I understand the heart, but that's not what the stage door is for. It's not a place for you to just be able to find and access your favorite actors. It's a part of seeing the show. Ugh. I know that this is an actual hot take because I'm scared of people's thoughts and opinions. I think this would be a really good control measure for shows to implement because it would immediately minimize the amount of people at the stage door, I believe, because yes, there are people who are just going to the stage door to meet the people who didn't see the show. You see this sometimes when you're just passing a show that's happening that's not even over yet, and there will be people waiting at the stage door. This is one of the few ideas I've actually heard about how to control situations at stage doors that I think it'd be really interesting to see how it could be implemented and the effects of it. I don't see any negative effects other than fans being upset, which I know sounds like a really big thing, but I think it makes sense. What do you guys think about that idea? Because I kind of think it's a really good idea. Jukebox musicals shouldn't be nominated for Best New Musical since it's not new music. I had this thought with the Grammys because musical theater albums are that's a section of the Grammys. And anytime it's been a jukebox musical that's been up for it, I'm this doesn't make sense. Obviously, I understand that it's a completely different team and it's people still working hard and showcasing their talents while the lighting is so different and distracting. At least for me. I'm so sorry. I will do better next time. I don't know. Okay, wait. I think I agree with this for the Grammys. I don't agree with this for the Tonys because a jukebox musical can be so much more than its music. I think & Juliet is a really fun show, and its story and everything, its actual plot does so much more than just the music. So am I disagreeing within the same minute of saying that I love this take? I think so. Guess whose camera keeps dying because it's sitting in a hot windowsill? Mine. It's mine. This is kind of cute. It's vlog angle. What? I don't think I gave this preface, but if you're like, wait, what about my hot takes? A lot of you were feeling crazy, and a lot of you put hot takes that were just saying you thought certain actors sucked. So listen, on this platform, I'm not the sweaty oracle, okay? Like, I am not going to just like bash people and their performances and shows and stuff. That's not how I roll. So when we do hot takes, we're doing actual hot takes. We are not doing I don't like this person, or I think this actor was better than this person. Not what we're here for, babes. And if you're new here, now you know. And if you've been here for a while, there's your reminder. This is an uplifting space for musical theater. We aren't trying to knock any people down, and we're also definitely not trying to knock any shows down, because it's not a cute look, and we need to support the industry. It's all this infighting is so freaking annoying to me sometimes. My hottest take, truly, my hottest theater take is not everyone needs to know your opinion. If you don't like a show, you don't need to tell people. You can just choose to not talk about it, and then people will know. I guess if you like really want to get into the nitty gritty of being a content creator, like if I don't like a show, I just don't talk about it. But you will quite literally never see me bash a show. And also, if in the past on a different YouTube channel you saw me bash shows or maybe agree with negative opinions in the room about things, sorry, I was young. I'm finding my voice, okay? But that's not how I roll. And that's not the energy here. That's my musical theater hot take. Okay, now my arm hurts, so I had to switch to me other arm. I had to switch to me other arm. So that's probably a sign that it's time for me to go. Sorry, this lighting was a little chaotic. I'll fix that. Or maybe you'll be like, Samantha, we actually really didn't care. So it'd be so nice if you thought that. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you to everyone on my Instagram who submitted their hot takes. Love you so much. If you're like, Samantha, I want to see you more every day, well, then follow me on Instagram because I'm very active over there. Thank you so much for watching this video. We are so freaking close. I'm going to get right in the... No, I'm not going to get right in the light for that. We are so close to 100K on this channel. So if you can, please make sure you're subscribed. Get me there. That'd be such a cute win for us. I think it's going to happen this summer. Maybe even around my birthday in July. That'd be really cute. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.